Now that we've made the 2Ds, the flat drawings of our elevations from all four sides, we recognize they don't fit on the 11 by 17s. So I'm going to go ahead and scale them. But this time the scaling has to be precise. Okay, for each 1/8 of an inch on my ruler, I'm going to pretend that each 1/8 inch on my ruler is going to equal to a 1 foot in real life. So how do I make that precise scaling down to fit on the sheet? I'll give you a website hint, and eventually the more you do this, you'll begin to memorize them. But for now, if you actually go to your Google search, and just in your Google search type ARC Toolbox Scale Factors. All right, and in ARC Toolbox Scale Factors, this, I'm going to actually, it gives you a preview here, but I'm going to actually go to the website itself because it's very useful. And when you go to the scale factors right here, make sure you use architectural scales, okay? Don't use other scales because there's engineering scales as well. You don't want to use this, you want to use the architectural scales. And if you remember correctly, we want to use 1/8 inch equals a foot. So I'm going to look at 1/8 inch drawing scale at 1/8 inch equals a foot, and there it is. So the scale factor for our imperial system is 96, but I want to scale it down. So my reciprocal of 96 is going to be 1/96. Okay, or if you want to memorize it real quickly, 8 times 12 is 96. So all you have to do is remember 1/96. Okay, so I'm going to move that to the side, and I'm going to go right over here. I'm going to move these guys back to where I usually park my make 2Ds. Okay, so let's maximize this. And I'm going to copy these guys again just in case I mess up. I don't have to redo them. And I'm going to also get this guy in the same height and move him back this way. Okay. Now I'm also again going to align the bottom one with the top one. And I can go to perpendicular right here. There we go. Select and delete your guideline. So scale factor, we said 1/96. So I'm going to grab all of these at the same time and type scale. And I'm going to say base point. That's fine. Okay. So scale factor or reference point. Remember in the perspectives we did reference point, but here for now I want to do a scale factor because I want it to be precise. And it's going to have to be 1/96. So I'm going to type it right here, 1/96. I'm going to press enter. All right, and these are the correct scale now. So I'm going to go ahead and select these guys and move them close to my paper. Let's drag these guys up. Zoom in with your scroll wheel on your mouse. Let's get these close. I'm going to zoom with the 2 yolks, zoom to selected. All right, let's move these guys right up. And there they are. They fit nice and tight. Let's go ahead and zoom to selected right here. Okay, perspectives, not to scale. And if, oh, we made a mistake here earlier. No big deal. Just going to move these guys up. And I'm going to move all these drawings without the title from the endpoint of this sheet to the endpoint of this sheet, and I've made my correction, right? So now let's go ahead and bring in these 4 elevations and kind of place them loosely here. Make sure you're within the blue lines because that's my setback line. Now, there's too much of a gap here, so I'm going to move these guys down a little bit. Press F8 to go ortho. And I'm going to do the same thing slightly here. All right, that's perfect. Let's remind ourselves of what the elevations were. Okay, when we first made them, we started with south, then we went east. If you have a hard time remembering them this way, you can always make temporary text underneath them. Then usually I do that, but so I'm going to copy my text. I'm going to copy text from here. I already have it. Okay. Now this doesn't work, right? But I'm going to go ahead and move that text right here, and I'm going to align it. I pressed F8 to loosen up my ortho. Right there looks good to me, but it's not a corner, so double click it to edit it. And what is this one called? South. With all caps on your keyboard, S-O-U-T-H, that's south. You're good to go, right? So let's copy this text again from this end line to this end line. And this one is east, because you're moving south and east. Say OK. Let's copy both of these guys now from that corner to that corner. I'm always snapping so that I have them in the same spot. This one is going to say north. And west over here. All right, so not being redundant, it says elevations. I realized earlier, I'm going to draw a line here, and when I did this, these two were not aligned. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this guy from that corner, and then I'm going to select perpendicular. It's selected, it's going to work perpendicular to that. Now I know I'm aligned in all directions. Delete the construction align, you're set to go. You've made your exterior elevations sheet.